Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to bring you the best slasher build in NBA 2K22. It feels great to say that. It's very refreshing to get on this new game, and I gotta say, it is actually looking great. The whole My Player Builder itself is amazing. They completely overhauled it from last year when 2K21 Next Gen was garbage. It was straight demigods everywhere. The first impression that we saw on Twitter of all the leaks, it was looking like it was going to be demigods again, but I'm here to introduce you to the new My Player Builder a little bit, while mostly just talking about this new slasher build that I decided to make myself. This is my build. I am 100% making this, and I got a couple very specific details to show you guys if you want to make it the exact same perfect way that I did. But I gotta say, this is a very risky move to do what I'm doing right here, but I already know in my play style and the way I like to play and what I'm expecting to do with it myself, I'm very much so looking forward to hopping on this, and I do think I can actually handle this quite a bit. Now, I'll just give the spoiler alert to this. This doesn't have any shooting upgraded. So, for those of you out there that are probably going to struggle with that, because this is a game where in next gen, people might be able to actually just upgrade whatever they want in terms of, you know, splitting it between three-pointer, dunk, rebounding, whatever it may be. Now, we'll get to all the specifics on why I feel like that might be risky for the average player or anything like that, or somebody that's just not very experienced in terms of slashing or anything like that. I know a lot of you guys out there, in terms of somebody who played 2K20 or anything like that, you're going to relate to this build and you're probably going to be able to use it just as well as I am. And I'm looking forward to all the people who do make this as well. I'm pretty confident in this myself, and I'm really looking forward to playing with this. Now, I do encourage you guys, if you're a little bit skeptical of this build and the fact that it doesn't have three-pointer upgraded, I definitely recommend you and advise to wait and actually see gameplay of me playing on this. I will be playing tonight at midnight. I might even stream it too, potentially, but if not, I will be bringing gameplay tomorrow or something like that. I'll be playing tonight at midnight because the servers actually go live on the United States and stuff like that, and that's when we're actually able to get VC and stuff. So I'm not trying to play with this with obviously, you know, a 75 overall or anything like that, and, you know, just incomplete build or anything like that. So long story short, we are in the metric system with this. Now, it's for no specific reason other than just to be like literally a couple like centimeters taller, or just a couple fractions of an inch taller. And you know what, matter of fact, I'll just give you guys the lowdown on pretty much why I'm doing this with metric system. Now, this is how much of a sweat we are with this stuff. All right, so we're in the meters to feet converter right here. This is like real life stuff right here. So we got 1.99, which is the exact height in meters of what you saw on the metric system on the build right there. And in feet, that is 6.52. Now, this doesn't mean 6'5", it means 6.5 feet, which means a little bit over 6'6". So this is not 6'6", but it has the attributes of 6'6", and it's just a bit taller than 6'6". So you're getting a very small competitive advantage with that. I just wanted to bring that upon you guys and show you the very specifics of what I'm doing here. So anyway, with that in mind, like I said, 1.99 on the meters. For the weight, you're gonna go minimum, it's 81 kg. Whichever way you go about this, if you want to just make the build 6'6", go for it. It's not that big of a difference. Long story short, you're gonna minimize the weight, maximize the wingspan, whatever the case may be. Now, they took out burly in the body shape. I just have built because it's the next biggest one possible, and I want to make up for the fact that I'm a little bit undersized. And obviously, you know, if it were about aesthetics, I would choose defined personally, but built is the way to go just off of body type for the maybe rare occasion that this actually means something. It probably does, but is it that big of a deal? Probably not. So simply put, if you don't want to go through all the BS of watching me upgrade every single thing, boom, here you go. This is all the ratings that I have upgraded on this. Now, what I'm going to do is explain to you why I did certain things, what the reasoning is behind all of it, go into certain aesthetics and just very specific things when it comes to the badges that you need and the ratings to acquire those. And the number one thing to talk about right here, and it's really cool, they actually give you a guide to all of the numbers that you need for a certain badge to have a certain level. And for posterizer, you need to have either 99 standing dunk or 99 driving dunk to have Hall of Fame posterizer. Now, what this means is you can't even possibly get Hall of Fame posterizer at 6'8". That is a very unfortunate thing about this. At 6'7", it's possible, and I was actually debating maybe going 6'7" before this. I was even debating doing 6'5". I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have an idea, and I'll go ahead and explain it. I feel like I would like to do it right now, but maybe the average viewer doesn't really want to hear all that BS. But just because I'm the introspective kind of a guy, and I like to maybe explain to you guys how you would like to use this build if you do go about making this as well. The idea behind this in the first place, when I was going to maybe make it 6'5", was for me to guard ball on defense, yet set screens on offense. So I would be the pick and roller, pick and popper, you know, before I decided to not go with any shooting. I was going to be the pick and roller, pick and popper option and be setting screens on offense, yet not guarding the big man on defense, and I was going to be guarding the ball with 93 speed at 6'5". Now, I ended up deciding on this 6'6" for a couple reasons. A, I really think having 88 speed will still be fine. You still get that extra height while really sacrificing almost nothing when it comes to vertical. It definitely helps a little bit in terms of defensive rebound, block, etc., stuff like that. I only wanted 95 perimeter defense anyway, and I'll explain that with this little instance right here. So pretty much with clamps, you need 94 perimeter defense, which is okay, that's fine. And then with menace, you need 95 perimeter defense. So pretty much anything past 95, you don't unlock any badge actual like attributes or categories to a higher level essentially. So 95 perimeter defense is pretty much the most that you'll get in terms of badges, and I felt like it was kind of overkill. Another thing you'll notice about the My Player Builder here, ratings that are above like 95, they weigh very heavily on your overall. Like you can see me literally just taking my driving dunk down from 99 to 95 gives me 2 overall points. That is ridiculous. Now, if I were somebody who weren't able to get 99 driving dunk, I would not max this out. I would definitely, if I were you, if this maxes out at like 97, I would just bring it down to 92. That is where you get the elite contact dunks. Just FYI for anybody who's out there curious and trying to lab out with the slashers or anything like that. If you can't get 99 driving dunk, aka if you're somebody who made like a 6'8" and you can't get 99 driving dunk and your max is 97, I would just recommend bringing it all the way down to 92. You can save yourself some overall points. Will this help you actually get contact dunks? Definitely. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to save yourself some attribute points, it is what it is. But like I said, for posterizer, you need 99 on either driving dunk or standing dunk on Hall of Fame. So I just decided to go with it. As you guys can see, this is an actual slasher build while combining with an undersized big man and sort of playing as a lockdown too. So this is a very hybrid build. My plan for it is to be able to play the 1 on 2v2 and play the 2 on 2v2, and then play the 2 and the 3 on 3v3. As far as Pro-Am goes, I'm not sure this is really going to be my Pro-Am build. However, I would be very comfortable doing exactly what I was talking about, where I would guard backcourt in Pro-Am and then set screens on offense. Pretty much, you know, because like I said, this build is not exactly going to match up with every big man and just go toe to toe with every big when it comes to rebounding, blocking, all types of stuff like that. But you guys have seen me on undersized bigs in previous years. I've played on literally a 7-foot athletic finisher with 72 rebounding and bronze rebounding badges in a year dominated by pure glass cleaners with 99 everything and Hall of Fame everything when it comes to rebounding. It's not that big a deal. It's all about just being in the right position, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, I still have 97 vertical too, so that should make up for a lot as well. And again, even if this build can't hang with the big men, you're going to be able to use it as a perimeter defender and do exactly what I'm talking about. Now, making this build will require you to probably have a squad to be able to run with it properly. Now, could you still make it work even if you aren't running with a squad? Yes, but it's going to be very unconventional if you run into people who don't have their three-pointer upgraded either. And say you're in the 3v3 matchmaking or something like that on next gen, it's going to be pretty tragic if you run into another person that doesn't have their three-pointer upgraded, because you are the undersized guy. They're going to expect you to be able to spot up and probably be able to just knock down shots while the big man is the one hogging all the screens and all the spacing and stuff like that. So I'll just put it like this. You definitely want a squad when you're running with this. One thing that's very convenient about it is that it's a small forward rather than a point guard or a shooting guard. So positionally, you'll still be lined up as a big man if you run with 2 other guards. So if you want to use this as a big in that situation, it'll still be doable. So all of this works out perfectly. And like I said, in the situation that you want to be different and follow what I'm doing right here, I've really never seen anybody do this in any 2K, where they guard ball on defense and then set screens on offense. That is so cool to me. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and I'm finally following through with it and just making a 6'6" build. That's what I've wanted to do for a long time, man. And I wanted to do it in current gen too with my 6'7" pure lock, but I just didn't end up playing current gen very much. I didn't like the game, and it just was kind of frustrating that I wasn't able to follow through with the whole 6'7" pure lock idea. So this is kind of continuation of that. This is also me bringing back kind of, it feels like the finisher a little bit too. However, one thing I want to touch on this build with is the fact that you get gold quick first step, you get gold hyperdrive, which is actually really cool for like down the court, like downhill slasher type dribble moves. You also get very good dribble moves with this in terms of some really good pro dribble moves and stuff like that. You get really good moving ones, good standstill ones, all types of stuff like that. You get things like quick chain, quick first step, even floor general and dimer for the situation of running on 3v3. It's going to be very good. Now, let's talk about the bad with this build. Obviously, you look in this category right here. Very bad. You don't have any three-pointer, any mid-range, and I chose not to upgrade free throw with this. I don't think I'm going to be playing too much pro-am with it. I'll probably regret it if I do decide to play pro-am with it, but at the end of the day, that's the problem I'm deciding to deal with. Now, if you want, you really could just drop this interior defense all the way down to the point where you still get brick wall. Now, for anybody that didn't know that either, brick wall is tied to interior defense. That is a very interesting thing. It's definitely a very weird thing to me, but either way, if you were someone who maybe wanted to max out free throw, it's very cheap actually. It doesn't require much of your attribute points. It really, I'll just make a quick cut real quick just to appease to anybody who wants free throw. So really quick, I kind of just dismantled the build so I could show you this, but pretty much you can see I'm at a 96 overall. I'm going to upgrade this so I can just show you that I'm at the very beginning of a 97. And you're going to see free throw doesn't even cost you really more than just 1 overall point, essentially. It is what it is. I think this is actually something that's very good value for you to upgrade, but for me personally, I'm probably just going to use the build in the park, so I found really no need to do it. However, one thing that I should mention too, it forces you to upgrade mid-range, and then mid-range subsequently forces you to upgrade close shot. So if you're somebody who's making a point guard build, I would strongly encourage you to upgrade free throw because you already have mid-range upgraded quite a bit already, most likely. For an inside big, it's debatable. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Either way, you guys get the deal. So just to come back to the finalized ratings, 73 standing dunk is enough to still get bronze rise up, and you also still get a couple big man dunk packages like the Blake Griffin, etc., stuff like that. So you won't be left in the dust in terms of big man dunk packages and getting up off the ground. I will say rise up felt pretty useless last year to me, and I was still on a 6'10" with 99 standing dunk. It is what it is. Either way, one thing I want to introduce you guys to as well is the fact that certain badges require extra points. So you can see these numbers on everything, right? Where a lot of these badges require 6 points to be able to get on Hall of Fame, whereas Limitless Takeoff requires 5, or even Pro Touch as a gold one requires 5, whereas Limitless Takeoff as a Hall of Fame requires 5. This is a very interesting thing that they added, and I'm sure a lot of people who already clicked off this video because they're like, oh, what a broken build system. It's 21, 29, and 30 for the badges. Here's the thing. Like I said, you have a couple of these like Menace and Clamps that both require 6 badge points. So I'm spending 12 points on 2 badges on Hall of Fame. That is the typical point spread that you would get for 3 Hall of Fame badges because they usually would require 4. So it kind of leads us to believe that, you know, when at first glance you see 30 defense, or you see a couple people's builds that can actually reach 40 shooting and 40 playmaking or something like that, it leads you to believe like, wow, what a broken system this is. That looks so stupid. But really what it ends up being is they kind of nerfed the badges a little bit by just making them cost more. So essentially, if you really think about it, if you have 30 badge points, but it costs 6 points to actually get all of these on, you can only actually equip 5 Hall of Fame badges. So it is what it is. And also, I think they put more of a kind of a tax on important badges. So you can see, for instance, Menace and Clamps both cost 6, whereas things like Hustler and Ankle Braces cost 5 instead, or even there's a couple that cost like 4 instead, like Interceptor and Chase Down Artist, whereas Ball Stripper costs 5 as a gold. Pretty much what I'm getting at is they kind of put a lot of emphasis on important badges costing more, as well as the fact that they just made these cost more in general. So it doesn't look as broken as it actually is. As you can see, I don't even have shooting at all on this build. However, we'll get into the animations and stuff like that really quick. And I don't want to make this video take way too long, but I'm pretty confident in how this build's going to work. And again, if you want to wait to see it in action, I will try and get gameplay as soon as possible with this. However, the gameplay is probably going to be with no badges. So we'll see. I'm pretty confident in this though, and pretty much what it comes down to is if you're someone who's comfortable being a slasher, and that's what this build is. It's a slasher. It's someone who has good ball handling, good speed, good passing as well to pass out of like double teams and help and stuff like that on 2s. Or if you're using it as a pick and roller as an undersized big, it's even better for that with the fact that you can have dimer, floor general, bullet passer, all types of stuff like that, even bailout, etc., all that stuff. It's going to be great for you if you're someone who's comfortable playing on a build that doesn't have shooting. If you're not comfortable with that, this probably isn't the build for you. So another cool note with this build as well, it has 4 different takeover options. That's not a given on a lot of things. I was testing out a lot of different builds, and some of them only had 2. It was literally like lock and sharp, and I was literally making a build that's very similar to this as well. So the fact that this gets play take, super cool. I think that's awesome. And if anybody's new to next gen, these play take badges were broken. They were crazy on next gen 21 in terms of pro-am, especially stuff like that. you literally have team badge boost or team rating boost or stuff like that, where you can even be a role player. And if someone pops team takeover, then this is going to activate and boost all your teammates' attributes by 4. And in terms of Pro-Am, that's actually really big, because that means 4 people on the court are being boosted by 4 on top of the takeover boost that they're already getting, which is already boosting them by probably like 8. Stay tuned for the video tomorrow, by the way, on that. Or maybe even later today by the time depending on the time I upload this. Anyway, finishing moves, super fire takeover. I'm going to definitely equip that as my primary. I believe, and I don't want to mislead people, I hate that I don't know this information yet either, because a lot of people are probably watching this in the future or something like that. Like literally, it could be January or December and you're getting this for Christmas and you're seeing this video. And I do apologize that it's kind of outdated. This is literally the day 1 of having the game, but I'm pretty positive that you can change your takeover eventually. So it is what it is. I don't think it matters too much what you pick, but I would still put a little bit of importance on it from the beginning. I'm going to go with finishing moves and extreme clamps. I don't know if extreme clamps works the greatest yet. It was pretty bad last year, but I'm very intrigued in trying to test it and see how it works. So we're going to go with finishing moves and extreme clamps at the takeovers, and you just wait. You just wait till you see what this title says. You just hate to see it. You really hate to see it, bro. So as you can see, we're in the test build situation, right? Where you can kind of do this after you create your build, and you can see for yourself what the badges are actually going to cost you. So pretty much, gold costs 3, silver costs 2, bronze costs 1. However, Hall of Fame costs 5 for limitless takeoff. And then same situation for posterizer. It costs 1 badge point for you to put bronze on, 2 for silver, 4 for gold, and then 6 for Hall of Fame. So as you can see, they put a whole lot of emphasis on pretty much balancing the badges in this game. I love that too. That is big time. And what this is going to do is create a little bit more of a balance of maybe budget too, where say you're somebody who, you know, maybe you don't have the badge points to rock posterizer on Hall of Fame. I don't know why you'd ever do that. I don't know why you'd upgrade your driving dunk all the way to 99 just to not put posterizer on Hall of Fame. But let's just say in the weird instance, and maybe this applies to another badge better, but I'm just saying this for the video's sake. Pretty much, let's say you were on a budget and you could only afford posterizer on silver. It is literally like, it's literally 30% of the cost of the Hall of Fame. 33 to be exact, 33.3.3, you know, to be exact. But long story short, it's literally, you know, 2 instead of 6 for silver instead of Hall of Fame. Now, this is where the whole budget thing comes into play. I think it's gonna be really cool. Whereas, like, this one right here, again, it's the same scale. And I feel like Unstrippable could maybe be something that's actually a really good silver badge in terms of the budget. Whereas, it's probably not worth putting on Hall of Fame for 6 points like that. So, I think this is really cool. This build system has a lot of potential to it, and I think it's gonna be super fun. Alright, so check this out. This is super cool too. So it's like your own crib as well. I'm not going to tour around the city or anything like that, but I just got to say, all the scenery to this and just the aesthetic to it, it looks so cool. And I'm super geeked to even just be on this game in general. But anyway, in terms of the attributes, right, we've already been over that. These are all the caps to it. You know, you have an 85 max out the box, so you got to budget certain things. Probably just, you know, skip out on maybe maxing out your driving layup, or don't do like steal all the way yet or anything like that. They do set you up with a couple base stats that you get at 60 that you have to have. But anyway, point being, what I'm here to show you are all the animations and stuff like that you can unlock. If anybody's skeptical about not having 85 ball handle, I'm here to show you all the specifics. I want to break this down fully and make sure that you guys understand entirely the amount of time that I put into this and the focus that I put into the animations that were unlocked with all of this, etc., all that stuff. So we're gonna get right into that. All right, so anyway, inside of the animations, obviously I'm not gonna go to my own animations because I don't have anything actually purchased. However, if I go to the store, I can look at playmaking moves, dribble styles, all that stuff. Pretty much I scrolled past all this stuff just to see what I could and couldn't get. Certain things like Kyrie Irving, I need 85 speed with ball. This build has 84. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Also, height needs to be under a certain cap in certain things as well. It'll even show you in the parentheses. It says I'm at 1.99 meters and I need to be under 1.96. Either way, you get the deal. Pretty much, I'm confident that all these can be still used pretty well, and there's not going to be a huge deal. So anything that you see in green, essentially, where I don't have the speed with ball yet, like quick or shifty or slasher, yet the part on the right that shows the green, the height under, that means I'm okay to get this eventually. It's just I don't have the speed with ball yet to get it. So for instance, the Kobe, dribble style, all types of stuff like that, I'll be able to eventually get it. Same with the James Harden, I'll be able to eventually get it, yada yada, you get the deal. There's a couple things I'm missing out on, like Kyrie Irving or, you know, Damian Lillard, etc. Jason Kidd. It is what it is. I feel like it's not that big a deal personally. You can get these if you're 6'5", however, but either way, I really don't think you're missing out on too much. I'm gonna keep going through all this stuff and show you guys what you're missing out on or what you still get. So here we are in signature size ups. Here's a good example of pretty much what I'm talking about. So you have to be under 1.96, which is 6'5". You have to be at or below 6'5". I'm 6'6". I have the ball handle that would be able to unlock the Baron Davis signature size up. However, I don't have the height requirement. So pretty much that's what I'm getting at with that. I can still unlock things like Penny Hardaway, all types of stuff like that. Zach LaVine, you get the deal. Pretty much, yes, you are going to be missing out on things like Kemba Walker, D Rose, Baron Davis. It's understood, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, what are you going to do? You make a 6'5" and play like this? You really could, low key. I was thinking about still doing it. I might even end up making another build video as far as like lockdowns and stuff like that. Like, I'll give you guys the top 3, like top 5 lockdown builds in my opinion of how to set them up, etc., stuff like that. But either way, pretty much what I'm getting at, you're not missing out on too much. You'll still be able to get the Kobe size up escape, stuff like that. John Wall, Zach LaVine, all types of stuff like that. Even Trae Young still. You're still perfectly fine to still get this. I even was doing a little bit of research on this. So sometimes these animations look glitched and they all look like the exact same thing. This Damian Lillard is the behind the back Pro 3, which you are also able to get. Again, you only have to be under 2.08, which I don't even know what exactly is, but it's probably around like 6'9" or something like that. So you can still get all these animations perfectly fine, especially all the ones that aren't the standstill ones. Things like the signature size up, the signature combos, size up escape packages, etc., stuff like that, they are sometimes harder for you to unlock. But you as a slasher, these are the ones that really do matter in my opinion. The moving crossover, moving behind the back, spins, hezzies, step backs. You're even able to get the Kyrie Irving step back, which I believe is what people are saying is the 2K17 Elite 3 step back or something like that. This is the one that people are using a lot. Now, use a slasher. I don't know if this is going to matter so much to do like hezzies and step backs. Nobody's falling for that stuff. You don't got a jump shot. But either way, I feel like the downhill movement, stuff like that, compared with the badge that actually boosts the downhill movement being on gold too, having the behind the back, the moving hezzies, the moving spins, all types of stuff like that, the crossovers, it's going to be great. Now, what I want to show you is the dunk styles. It's very different this year. You don't have contact dunks in these dunk styles. However, you scroll over to the dunk style creator, you're going to be able to actually like unlock some of these and put them all in the same package and stuff. So pretty much you need at least 70 vertical to get the pro contact dunks. You need 80 vertical to get the elite contact dunks. And as you can see, you need at least 92 driving dunks. That's why earlier in the video I was saying I do encourage you guys to make your build with 92 driving dunk if you're not able to get 99, because with 99 you unlock Hall of Fame posterizer. It is what it is. You guys get the deal. You aren't able to get the small. Again, if you go 6'5", you are able to get these. So in another world, I'll probably create another 6'5" or something like that and play with him as a true lockdown build. Maybe give him 3-pointer and stuff like that too. I'll probably end up making a second build. I'll probably even make 3, maybe even 4, honestly. I'll probably make a pro-am build, all types of stuff like that. But if this build is just goated and I'm able to deal with the lack of 3-pointer and stuff like that in every setting that I go to, I'll just use this everywhere, probably. But long story short, I am planning for this build to have a specific role, and not to be great at everything, but to still be good at everything, where it has so much versatility. It could play the 1 or the 2 in 2v2. It could play the 2 or 3 in 3v3. It could play perimeter, like backcourt lockdown, and still set screens in Pro-Am and all types of stuff like that. It could still work like that in Rec 2 if you surround it with the right spacing. I think this will be really fun, really cool build to use. But anyway, these are a look at all the dunk packages you can unlock as well, pretty much. I mean, I haven't mastered this myself, so to say. I think all of these kind of just like, you know, they throw all the hangs together. You can see basic hangs off to athletic hangs off to fist pump rim pulls, you know, all types of stuff like that. They like chain everything together pretty much. But as you can see, the contact dunks are very individual. You know, you got the 360s, Kilgannon, all types of stuff like that. Whatever, you get the deal. Pretty much you can create your own little dunk style creator and stuff like that and pair them all into one package. I was thinking the dunk creator was gonna be something very different from that, but it is what it is. I'm not too disappointed and displeased with that. So anyway, that is everything. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. And let's try and get this video to 1,000 likes. I would really appreciate if you guys could help me kick off 2K22 with a great banger and just like super good momentum. We've been killing it already. The stream went great that I did today earlier as well. The videos that I've done like preluding to this 2K22 release have been doing great as well. I'm really looking forward to just the new spark of just excitement that we all have with the game. So anyway, like I said, that's all for the vid, man. If you made it to this point, put North in the comments to show your support you made all the way through. Or if you want, just put slash. Just put slash in the comments if it's more comfortable to you. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, man. And I will be bringing way more videos super consistently. And we're back on our grind here. It feels really good to say that too, man. But anyway, it's all for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And take it easy, man. Peace.